Okay, guys, there has been a huge drop in the stock price of Aurora and CGC today and NIO. Um, it's just been a pretty rough day. The drops are massive. We got 15.5% on Aurora, we got 7.32% on CGC, and we got 6.61% on NIO. So I've updated the technical analysis on all of these because they needed some updating. So now we're on Aurora. The RSI, I was doing it from this point to this point, so it looked a little higher. I dropped the line down. So now it's more of a long-term perspective and it's looking in line. You don't really see these until it cracks downward and you see that it is meeting the line. So I'm expecting a bounce next week. You know, the news, I feel like it's bullish. The trend currently is that you lose the co-founders and eventually the guy that Wall Street likes gets appointed and it does well for the stock price. We saw CGC go from about $15 to $19 all the way up to about $26 after they announced David Klein. And David Klein hasn't even done anything. So Wall Street's perspective of Aurora, Cam Batley and Terry Booth, they weren't exactly Wall Street friendly. So now we're making steps. There's been a trend for CGC, and now it's happening to Aurora. So I feel like it's good news, all right? Some big CPG deals in the mix, and we still have our technicals to work with. So we got the inverse head and shoulders that failed right over here. It got rejected as it was completing the right shoulder. I thought it was going to make a little hump right here and go upwards, but it went down. So the next thing I have to touch on is that within the inverse head and shoulder, there was a bull flag that broke out, and that failed as well. So we've got the inverse head and shoulder failing, we've got the bull flag failing. So now the next technical that we have to go off of is going to be the double bottom. So I have a feeling that in 3 to 5% worth of spread that we can find an entry right here around $1.45 up to $1.55 in this area before it makes its way and makes the W. All right, so to draw the W real quick, goes like this, like that, bounce off the line, and we're gonna get the reversal. So we're hoping for the best. Looks like it's going to be consolidating to the point where it's going to be forced into an upward move or a downward move. So a lot can happen next week, judging by the RSI and the longer term perspective with the support line. It is looking ready to pop. So if it breaks through this RSI, if it breaks through this MACD, if it breaks through this double bottom support, we're in a lot of trouble. I expect us to see around $1 if it breaks these technicals. So next week is a huge week. So I got it pulled up on Investopedia, double top and double bottom. Just wanted to give you guys an example. This is what the double top looks like. And then this is what the double bottom looks like. So as you can see, this is a downtrend, double bottoms, and then makes its way back up. We've done the research. We know that Aurora isn't going to go bankrupt. They've got the international deals. They've got the medicinal streams of incomes coming through. They've been selling out on the shelves. The due diligence is there. They're slowing down the construction of the facilities. They're doing a lot in their power to reduce the costs. Quarter to quarter, they're reducing tens of millions of dollars in cash burn. This is solely from slowing down the construction of 2 facilities. So they're obviously doing the 500 employee layoff. They're getting rid of Terry Booth. they're making changes, okay? And the trend from before, CGC, Kron, a lot of their co-founders, they're nowhere to be found anymore, and things are looking better. In those situations, a lot of things were going on. Corona's David Klein was coming on board. I have a feeling Aurora is getting someone to come on board. They've already announced that they've got two people, one from Kraft and one from Mandela's, to be on the board. Changes are happening. I'm staying positive. So we got Canopy here. I've changed up the lines a little bit. So I've actually moved the neckline up on the inverse head and shoulders. This is the left shoulder, much smaller than before. We thought this was the left shoulder, but now I'm thinking this is the left shoulder, this is the head, and then the right shoulder is forming. So we had a lot of short pressure, and it went as low as $19 and about 50 cents. But I'm thinking it could go as low as $19 on Monday, and then it's going to test the resistance right here, and it could go up from here. But because this channel is narrowing, I have a feeling it's going to try and test around $21 again before it ramps up and tries $34. So I think CGC's still intact for the inverse head and shoulder reversal. It's just going to take longer to play out. As you can see, the velocity of this downtrend, I expect the same velocity on the uptrend. So it's going to take more time overall. And as you can see, the technical analysis on the MACD, it still has a little ways to go, and that's probably going to be the 19 before it deflects off the support. And then on the RSI, if we have a longer term perspective, the lowest points, we can see that it has some ways to go before it bounces off that line or gets near the 20 RSI and makes its way back up. Neo, moving on to Neo. So I have done some stuff to Neo, highlighted some things for y'all, made some trend lines on the RSI. We got to go to the max view, guys. As you can see, these are the top points ever since the inception of Neo. This line of resistance right here is super important. As you can see, it penetrated it, went back in there, tried it again, and is going back into the long-term channel. Guys, this is what the head and shoulders is all about. It is created because of such resistance. It attempts the first time, gets rejected, gets some strength back, gets the price low enough so people are interested in buying. It breaks through, fakes people out. They think it's going to keep running because it's breaking the long-term resistance, but it goes back and tries the channel, and then it touches the resistance again. And this is where things get really sketchy, because it's the third attempt and it doesn't break the resistance line. All right, things are looking really bad. This is exactly what's going to happen right here, because people purchased above the line. Now they're losing in the red, and it got rejected at the resistance. So this is where all the selling pressure occurs, because a lot of them have the stop loss at $3.70. They got it at $3.50. This is not looking good. I expect it to complete the right shoulder and drop to about $2.40. As you can see, it's got a lot of room to run to meet the zero line and the MACD, and it hasn't spent much time at all above the zero line. So what happened last time? It touched the top over here of the resistance technical analysis of the MACD. It dropped hard, guys. This is to be on hard watch. A lot of money to be made here, a lot of money to be lost. I'm just happy I'm out of it, because it gives me a lot of flexibility, a lot of options to invest in other things. Just watching this tank to about $2.40, that in itself would just be enough to make me happy that I secured the profit, sealed the deal, and I'm moving on to other investments. So if it breaks through, that's just going to be just high demand. A lot of people really want to invest in NEO. They think it's a good price. But I have a funny feeling with the coronavirus over the weekend, if we hit about 1,000 deaths, it went from 500 to 650 in literally just one day, a 20% increase. That is huge. So if we get over 1,000 deaths, people are going to take this way more serious. If there's still no cure, this is going to go back below the zero, testing the support of that technical analysis. $2.40 is not going to be hard to reach with all that downward pressure from the virus. And guys, if Tesla does anything, it's really hard to say what Tesla's doing right now. But it is below the Bollinger Band again. What happens every time it goes past it? It goes down and tries the median. So we're looking at 650 to 670 early next week. And if that breaks through and tries the orange line, it's going to bring NEO down a lot more. So we got the Tesla downward pressure from the short attack, the coronavirus. NEO isn't constructing any NEO houses, any NEO, smaller NEO huts or whatever to sell cars. They sell cars at these locations. So if they're not meeting any of their estimations because of the virus, I expect all these technicals to be broken, like right here, and then this to be on track, and this is altogether conclusively is going to be rejected at the resistance of the long term because of the long-term head and shoulder technical analysis. Anyways, guys, good luck on your trades. Hope this was a helpful video, give you a little perspective, help you re-strategize a little bit, maybe find an entry or an exit on some of these. Appreciate y'all for liking the video. It really helps my channel grow a lot faster. Drop a comment. I want to hear what you guys want to say. If it's good or bad, bearish, bullish, I want to hear it. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, because clearly I'm making these videos quite frequently and you don't want to miss it. I will see you next video. Peace.